Hello everyone, my name is Griff, welcome to my channel, and today we'll be talking about version update 1.21.0, which will be available on June 24th for the game Dragalia Lost. As usual with these kinds of updates, you can install it earlier, but it will automatically update on the 24th. It will be implemented fully on the 24th. When you update, co-op rooms won't be available immediately until you're with people who are updated, so if your friends don't update and you do, be aware of that. And of course, all players will receive a 10-fold voucher, so that's awesome. So, looking over this update, it's not like super meta impactful, I don't think. It's a lot of just like quality and life improvements we've been waiting for. So, it's not one of these updates that's like, oh, we're adding Skillshare, we're adding, you know, super upgraded rewards or revives to Dragon Trials or Agito, but still things that people have been asking for a long time, and a few things I think new players will really like. So to start, increasing team slots. We will add groups to your teams that you can switch between. The number of teams in a single group will be reduced from 9 to 6, but there will be 9 groups in teams in total. With this change, you will now be able to have a total of 54 teams. Wow, that's insane. So you can see it down here. They say like you can see the six teams, and then you can see that there's like you hit the teams button and then you see all these 9 different teams. So I think this is, oh, you can also name the teams here, so you can say like specific ones. If you have one that's like, oh, I'm gonna have one that I'm just gonna use Marth, and I want 3 adventures that help Marth with co-abilities and stuff, you could have a team that just says Marth, and that would be good. I think this is almost overdoing it. I think, like, we've had 9 for so long, and a lot of people are like, oh, can we just get, like, some more? Maybe we get 1854 is... Wow, that's ridiculous. But still, I think it's good. I think you can have 9 teams. If you did each of these, 1 of 5 as an element, you have 9 teams for each element, and then a whole bonus slot of another 9 teams. So that's really good. And I think that it's something that people have been asking for, but again, I think it's overdoing it, but I don't think that's a bad thing that it's really overdoing it, because, you know, no one's going to say, oh, there's too many team options. No one's going to say that. So I like it, and I like that you can name them. You will now be able to switch to a 2D version for the Dragon Roost. So they're going to go into this later, but a lot of this update has to do with making things more optimal for phones with smaller spaces and phones that are not as powerful. So this is good for that, definitely. I think that you obviously lose some of the value of having the 3D model in the Dragon Roost. Like, this looks really lame compared to the 3D model, but if you need it to be in 2D, it's a new option for you. This is one of the bigger changes. Obtain 3-star adventures at the start of the game. And this feature is not going to happen until June 29th, which is interesting. So maybe we'll have like a... What I'm thinking here is we might have a gala at the end of this month, and the gala showcase would be the first one that has this change. When starting the game from the beginning, players will automatically receive 3-star adventures during the tutorial. Additionally, teams compromised with 3-star adventures will be set by default when building teams. Alongside the above changes, players who completed the applicable tutorial before 2 AM on the 29th will receive 3-star adventures as a gift. Players already assumed the eligible 3-star adventure will instead be 150 L water per 3-star adventure. Most people who've been playing longer than a month, that's generous. Anyone who's really summoned probably has most, if not all, of these, and if you've been playing more than like a month, you definitely have all of them. So we got some out water. But for newer players, this is a really good update, because now you're gonna have a team of each element right from the start. You know, you see there's 4 winds, 4 waters, 3 flames, 3 lights, and 4 shadows. So you're gonna have full teams from the start of the game, which is kind of crazy. But this is not all 3-star adventures. There are some missing, so keep that in mind. There are still 3-star adventures in the pool. You won't just always get dragons now, but certainly it'll be a reduced amount. And additionally, they're not changing the rate of 3 stars. So it's not like, oh, they're removing these 3 stars, now my team will get more lucky and I'll be able to get more 4 stars. No, that's not going to happen. They're just taking some of the 3 stars out. This other part of the update is something people have been asking for, but I feel like it's almost a little bit of false advertising, in in my mind. When they, during the half anniversary, they said, no, sorry, 1.5 year anniversary, they said they're going to do things that reduce the size of the app. And to me, that said, all right, we're not going to have a 6 GB app anymore from the jump, from when you start the game. And I know a lot of people have an issue with the game because they're saying, oh, this game's too big. I don't have enough space on my phone to do this. I think this issue is, and this fix to it, is basically what people have been doing since the start of the game, which is once the game gets too big, you clear the cache and you just remove all these old quests and things you don't do anymore because you don't have to do them. And this fix sort of does that. From the System tab under the Options menu, you'll be able to delete quests and story data for all cleared quests in the main campaign, or simply delete all quests and story data. By deleting quests and the story data, you can reduce how much storage Dragalia Lost uses, but if you play a quest or the story again after deleting data, you'll then need to re-download that data. Note, deleting quests or story will not change your clear status for the quest or completion status for endeavors. Some quests and story data cannot be deleted. After deleting quests and story data, you will return to the home screen. So, you know, I think this fix is more for people who've been playing the game for a long time. I've been playing since the launch of the game, and it on my phone right now takes about 7 gigs, maybe 6.5. So it would help clear up some space for me, clear some of those older chapters I don't play anymore. But I feel like it was a little bit of false advertising from the developers when they said, we're going to make this game smaller. I don't think this is really making the game smaller. I think this is just doing something that makes it so you have more space on your phone after you've already been playing the game, not from the jump. They did do a fix down here for 2D images, like I said before, and we're going to look at that, and that is more to fix this, but still, it seems like it's going in the right direction, but it's not exactly what I wanted personally. Increased capacity for weapons, Wyrmprints, and dragons. The capacity for weapons, Wyrmprints, and dragons at the start of the game will be increased as follows: 100 weapon slots, 100 Wyrmprint slots, 50 dragon slots. This will change on June 24th. For players who have already started the game, each capacity will be increased as described above, regardless of how much their capacity has already been expanded. So if you already bought some packs and expanded, don't worry, you'll still get this. It's awesome. I run into the issue of having too many weapons and Wyrmprints all the time, and dragons. So I'm happy about this. Good change. Other changes. Reductions to the space required for 2D data. As part of the efforts to reduce space requirements, we will change the compression format for some 2D data. Due to this, the appearance of certain images may change in some places. With this change, a large data download will occur on the title screen and the first time you start the game after the update version 1.21. We ask for your understanding, as this change will help reduce the space required for the application. Awesome change. Super awesome change. I love this. This is what I wanted from what I was talking about up here. Awesome change. I don't know how much it will affect. In my mind, I would love Dragalia to be like a 3 GB phone game. I think that's a really good point for the game to be at, not this massive, 6 GB, 7 GB game. So hopefully this has a gigantic impact on the size of the game. I really hope it does. They recommend this data while connected to Wi-Fi. Don't use all your phone data if you don't have unlimited. That's my tip for that. We will add an option to the data download section at the start of the game, which only download the bare minimum amount of data required to clear the main campaign, Chapter 1-1, in Pursuit of the Shard. Alright, I don't think most people will need that, but that's fine. If data delete during an update, the amount of data will be displayed in the data download pop-up. Alright. This is a new one. When a new summon showcase starts, the first encounters for certain adventurers will play automatically. I don't know how they're going to do this. This sounds kind of annoying, if I'm being honest, because not everyone's going to want the new story units. And for those who don't know, the first encounters is basically the first part of their story. And you can always see this if you go to the summon page and you go to, there's 3 boxes at the top. You hit the first one, it will tell you the first encounters. But still, I kind of find this annoying, because if it's anything like at the start of the game, when a new summon showcase comes out, you see their like animations and their attacks, and it shows you about the showcase. If it plays then, that's going to be a really long startup time just to get it. So hopefully it won't be too often, and hopefully you can skip it. But if you can't skip it and it's not too often, then it's a good change, because people who like those adventures can find them more easily. Around the time of 2 AM on the 24th, expert difficulty will be available all the times for all Elemental Ruins quests. Good change. I think rotation schedules are kind of going to start dying out in the game, except for void battles. You know, even with the void battles, they made most quests happen all the time. Now they're making these happen all the time. So if they could make the expert and master dragon trials happen at the same time, that'd be awesome too. And at the same time, the maximum level for the Dragalia facilities will be increased to level 30. Good change. I think it's about time that we got those. We will change the name of recovery potency and recovery plus X% along with this change. The skill description text for some adventures and weapons will be adjusted. That's alright. This will only affect in the notion. The effect itself will not change. So it still does the same thing, they're just changing the words. We will also adjust the UI on some screens. And then there's just balance and issue fixes. This is a weird one to me. We will remove the first part of certain quests in Chapter 1 through 13 of the main campaign and on normal difficulty. I don't know anyone who was saying they were too hard. What they could remove is the necessary checks in the endeavors. I kind of find some of those annoying, especially as me, someone who's been playing a long time. You know, I have to do these. I have to do 20 void quests before I could play Chapter 13. That was annoying. So I hope they kind of fix that. As part of the issue is addressed, the following balance of Jade was made in Volk's Wrath. When a healer skill is used at the same time as Volk used Ravenous Claws while in human form, the controller adventurer will now be selected as the targets for Ravenous Claws as intended. So this just is making it so that Lowen will have to take these effects, or whoever else you have as a healer, but most of the time will be Lowen, will be the target of those attacks, which is how it's supposed to be. And then they just have some issues fixed with Heinwald's skill in the Royal Regiment, and some issues with the Agato teacher skills. So all in all, I think this update's pretty good. It's definitely a good update. I don't think there's anything too controversial about it. It's just kind of a minimal update, but it adds a lot of things that people have been asking for, quality of life, and we will have to see the impressions of this fully when it comes out on the 24th, see how much the game is, if it makes an actual impact. I hope it will. If they make the game to about 3 gigabytes, that'd be amazing for me, and I have a lot of friends who want to play this game, but are like, I can't fit this game on my phone. So, hopefully they fix that. Thank you all for watching so much. Please make sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment, and I'm going to leave a card up here what your favorite part of the update is. I like to leave those cards in all my videos, so make sure to vote on them. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.